Welcome back to the Golden Galaxy Bar. So this week we're going to be talking about rum and all of its variations. I got all the different types of rum right here. So I'm going to give you, like last week with whiskey, or week, it's been almost two. Like last time, I'm going to give you a little rundown of the history, and then I'm going to give you a couple drinks. This time I'm going to use one type of rum for each drink. So comedy, laugh. Anyways, so there's four different types of rum. White rum, which most white women will know because you drink a lot of daiquiris. Gold rum, dark rum, and spiced rum. I'm going to get a little bit into each one of these. So rum is made from distilling fermented sugars from sugarcane molasses. It originated in the Caribbean in the 17th century, specifically in Barbados. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but from that region of the Caribbean Sea. There is some rum production as early as 1520 in Brazil, but it mostly started to be mass produced and sold worldwide in about the 17th century. So as I said, there's four different types of rum. There's white, gold, dark, spiced rum. Now, let's talk about each one of these in order. Dark rum. Dark rum is usually dark brown, black, or red. This one, excuse me. This one is dark brown, coming from Bacardi, and dark rum is signified by two things. One, it has a lot higher molasses content than it. There's more sugar in here that has been fermented. Two, it is aged in dark oak charred barrels. And it's also usually aged for longer. Bacardi doesn't do this, I don't think, because Bacardi is just trying to mass produce, but more higher quality rums will be aged for longer if it's darker rums. So, move on to gold. Gold rum is a middle standard between dark and white rum. Gold rum is the middle child. It's not as funky or sweet as its darker brother, but it's also not as underwhelming is the best word for white rum. Sad, but it does make for a good sweet base spirit. And it usually gets its color from cleaning it up, and it's usually aged in white oak charred barrels, most of the time left over from bourbon aging. Okay, white rum, staple of daiquiri places everywhere in Louisiana. It is usually distilled, aged, and then it is either distilled again to get rid of any off colors, or it is filtered, usually through a charcoal filter, to get rid of any discolorants, and then immediately bottled and sold. White rums are typically not aged that long, maybe a year, maybe shorter, but they are not bad. I actually really like a nice strawberry daiquiri. Yes, I did homework. Like my video, you coward. So, spice rum. Spice rum is a weird middle-ish thing between gold and white. It's weird. Spice rum has existed since the 17th century, shortly after rum was mass produced. Around the Dominican Republic area, they started to infuse their rum with all sorts of spices: cinnamon, cardamom, anise, peppers, rosemary, cloves, those sorts of things. And then they would leave them in a jar. After about a year or two, they would strain off all that and bottle it. So that's how spice rum came to be. So there aren't really many traditional cocktails made with spiced rum. You can experiment with it because there are times that you're going to want that spicy, funky flavor in there. It's weird. I will also say rum has a very dark history with that comes with it, more than most other spirits, because rum was used to be traded in three different ways. Usually, rum was traded either with gold or with slaves. Again, it was a very dark time in the 17th century, and those were the three highest things being traded amongst pirates and other entities. East India Trading Company. But yeah, rum. So I do have a couple cocktails written down, and I do have some things a bit. So let's get started. We are going to use the weakest of them all first. I do need to get some ice, so I'll see you guys back here in a minute. All right, welcome back. So, I'm gonna be honest with you. We had to re-record this episode. The first half went fine. Second half, I left to go get ice. We recorded an entire episode, and my mic died halfway through. Don't hurt yourself, sweetie. So, I have drunk, gotten tipsy, and sobered up again. Let's run through it again. Okay, so first up, we're going to be talking about white rum. So I'm going to be going down the sequence. So first, we're going to be doing the Bacardi cocktail. So Bacardi cocktail originally became really popular in the 1950s, being invented in 47. It became a popular after dinner cocktail for most white women or most white families for whenever they were throwing dinner parties. So, into your shaker, you are going to need the juice of 1/2 of a lime. Save the other one for later. Or if you really don't want to, make a double recipe. You are going to need a 1/2 ounce of grenadine. And finally, you're going to need 1 and 1/2 ounces of white rum. Alrighty. Go ahead and get our glass out. This is a double martini glass, as I've told you guys before. So this drink will not fill this glass up. However, it'll be fun. Go ahead and strain that off into our awaiting martini glass. Like I said, it's not going to fill this one up because this is a double glass, but it's fine. Go ahead and get a lime wedge and serve. Cheers. So this one is, again, I'm reiterating what I said before, but you guys don't get to see it. It's sort of like a limeade, sort of hibiscus lemonade sort of thing. And it's weird considering how the only sweetness is coming from the rum. That should show you how sweet rum really is. Even white rum, which is the bare bones of rum, is really, really, really sweet. Anyways, tonight we do have a taste tester who's just off screen.
Hello, everybody. I'm very interested to taste this one
Again,
again. It's delicious, but really sweet, but not too sweet. It's absolutely delicious, and it's one of my favorites.
already. And before any of you wonder what happens to the drinks after the episodes, me and the missus right over there take care of them in the bedroom. In more ways than one. I no longer need you. Alright, so the next cocktail is one of my own invention, which I'm actually really proud of. It is called the Golden Eye, which, yes, that is a James Bond reference. I like spy movies and I'm a nerd. So I'm gonna need some Angostura, simple syrup, and cognac. Okay. So for this drink calls for gold rum. I decided that I would do one drink for each type of rum, and I think I'll do that for each type of tequila as well. Alright, so to start this drink, you're going to need 2 ounces of gold rum. I know, that's a very hefty pour, but trust me, it gets better. We are then going to add more liquor by adding an ounce of triple sec. Need to get some more. Run it out. Okay, I now need 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. Well, I guess I'm getting a full ounce of simple syrup because I am heavy-handed. One ounce of cognac. I like vanilla because it brings a very sweet note to the drink. However, I don't think we're going to need it because we did that extra 1/4 ounce of simple. Let me go ahead and pull out our glass. And I need 3 full dashes of Angostura bitters. Alrighty. So, let's get some ice in there and stir it on up. Go ahead and strain that off. And if you have it, garnish cherry. And there you have one golden eye. Cheers. Oh. So it tastes kind of like a peach ring. For those of you not in America we have these little gummy candies that have sugar coated on the top of them, and it tastes like artificial peach. That's what this tastes like. It's real weird and real citrusy in a good way, and I quite enjoy it. Not just because I made it. However, let's see what our taste tester says.
Let me taste this.
What do you have to say, sweetheart?
Ooh, it hits you right there. Like the rum, the golden rum, it hits you right there, but it tastes exactly like a peach ring. And it's delicious.
I will say, if you do not like sweet things, it is not for you because it is uber sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet.
Lucky for you, I like sweet stuff.
Just like me. Anyways, so next up is spiced rum. Since spiced rum does not typically have any drinks associated with it, I am just going to freeball a spiced rum old fashioned. It is a good way to show you what strengths a drink has. And here's the other thing. Sometimes you want that spicy funkiness in a drink, so kind of swap it in and out with different rum drinks. Okay, so to start, I think I want 3/4 of an ounce of simple, because last time I did a full ounce and it was a little too sweet for my liking. Do half of a lemon, or not a lemon, a lime, half of a lime. I'm a little drunk if you couldn't tell. Half of a lime. One dash of Angostura, because I want the rum to really shine through and not have it be overtaken by the Angostura. And then finally, 2 ounces of spiced rum. Get some ice up in here. And give it, don't spill it everywhere. Give it a quick stir. And garnish with a lime. Cheers.
How does it taste?
It tastes like tahini, oddly, but swap the spiciness for like cinnamon spice.
Ooh,
It's like sweet tahini minus the spice. If that makes any sense. Honey, tell me if I'm nuts.
Let me try this. Ooh. Oh, yeah, that spice rum, it hits you straight there, but it tastes like tahini. But if tahini was sweet.
Yeah.
I think it would be really good if you just add tahini, half of a rim.
A half. Okay.
Half of a rim or a
We
full
might
rim.
need to revisit this.
Maybe up in a later episode.
Yeah. I might need to write this down. I am a little drunk. Just a little bit. Okay. Final drink. So, the final drink that I'm going to be making is called a rum buck. Now, the buck or mule family of drinks is actually a very specific formula. It's much like the old fashioned. It is usually a base spirit, citrus juice, and then ginger ale and ginger beer. Now, the difference between ginger ale and ginger beer. I cannot tell you the difference between how it's made. I'm sure there are differences. I'm sure it's some crazy process or something. But I can tell you the difference of how they taste. Ginger beer is spicier. Like, not spicy as in you ate a pepper, but spicy like ginger is spicy. Like, my tongue is numb type spicy. So, let's go ahead and make this rum buck. So, I'm gonna need 1.5 ounces of dark rum. You can make this with any type of rum, but it is preferred that you make it with dark rum. You're going to need the juice of 1 whole lime. All right. Get some ice in there. Go ahead and get my bar spoon in there. Fill to the top with ginger beer. Give it a good stir. And finally, garnish with a lime wedge. Cheers. Oh, whoa. It's spicy. But it's the good kind of spicy. You barely taste the rum, really. It's more of that spicy ginger feel. And it has you, again, I might get canceled for this. I made this joke earlier. It feels like a Jamaican just passed you a spliff and you just inhaled all that smoke. And you're like dry mouth, needing a drink. So you go back for more. I'm sure if you did pair this with a spliff, it would go amazing. You get so wasted. I love doing this. I don't know how many of y'all like this, but this is the most fun that I get to have all week. Mystery Taste Tester, how do you feel about this?
Let me taste this. I think I'm really going to like this. Oh yes. For all them spicy girlies who love this type of drink, it is for you. It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious.
All right.
Just the right amount of spice and the right amount of kick.
All right. So I think that's gonna be it for this week. However, I do want to note next week we are going to be taking a look at vodka, the pride of Mother Russia,
Yay!
and one of the most versatile liquors. Until next time.